Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my podcast. I'm Josh Weber, and this is episode 7. I'm coming to you live from my favorite park in my area, and it's a beautiful day out here, and just going to get it going. So, I had a good conversation with my wife last night about what I want this podcast to be about and be like, and because I'm not quite sure. I'm just getting this thing going, and there's so many possibilities, and I'm just trying to work through what is working and what's not working, and kind of tweaking things when I can, and making it the best that I can. And so I went into it thinking that I wanted to make it like a podcast type thing, but like a video, and have audio too. But as I've gone further into this, it almost feels like a vlog is more appropriate, to where I do like maybe 5 or 6 minute videos, and have maybe like one message, and then go from there. The other option is to do like 30-minute videos and really truly make it like a podcast type thing, where I go more in depth about my life, and more intimate details about my life. I'm willing to pretty much talk about whatever, and be open about my sobriety and my life. And so but I don't want to make it too long or too detailed if it's not really benefiting somebody. But I'll leave that up to you guys. What do you guys think? Put it in your comments below, and let me know what you think. And so yeah, so we'll go from there. But yeah, we'll start with, I had made a long video yesterday in the same location, and I ended up just not using it. I deleted it, but I just wanted to take one thing from that. I felt like it was too long, but take one thing that I talked about in there, important, and it is the mistakes that we make as drinkers, and especially early on, when we start drinking in our lives. I started when I was 15, and so when I started drinking, I was finding solace in it, and it started out as a weekend thing, but it turned into, as much as I could kind of thing. And but as that progressed, I started making really poor choices. Like, I would steal some things sometimes, or I would. I always said I would never drink and drive, but I ended up doing that, and I ended up hanging out with the wrong crowd a lot of times, and that gets you into trouble too, and it leads to making poor choices when you do that. And so at least that was my experience. That's been my experience. It matters who we surround ourselves with. And so but that stealing thing, that only lasted a short time in my teenage years, and then the drinking and driving really ended when I was 19 as well, because I got a DUI when I was 19, and that I kind of learned my lesson from that. I got a little more brave and bold as I got into my mid-20s with the drinking and driving again, but I really didn't do it much. I really just stayed home and drank more often than anything, and it was maybe once or twice a year where I would be intoxicated, and I'd drive a short distance, maybe home from a bar or something like that. But I still would have 2 or 3, and I still might have a little bit of a buzz, and I might drive, and those are poor decisions. And so those could affect me. They didn't ultimately. I never got pulled over again for drinking and driving after that one when I was 19. But the decisions that I made, especially in my marriage, I was hanging out with kind of the wrong people sometimes, and I would make bad choices, and my wife would kind of know the choices that I was making. She could tell just by looking at me what I'd been doing, and I didn't have to say anything really. And a lot of times I'd tell her what I was doing or what we were up to, and just because I didn't want to walk around with that guilt, but I still felt bad even telling her. And then I cared a lot about how she felt about it and what she thought. So it just made me self-conscious. And so one of the biggest benefits of not drinking is that I don't make those choices, those poor choices anymore. I don't hang out with the wrong crowd. I get involved in the communities that serve me well, and I serve them well. And yeah. So as a drinker, when I quit, that was one of the things that I wanted to improve on is my decision making, and walking around with a sober mind and a clear heart, and that kind of thing. It serves me well, and it really makes me feel like I don't really ever want or need to return to alcohol again, because I know that I'm not just a one or two drink person. I'm more of just drink until I don't want anymore, and that got me into trouble. And so those decisions, that's another one of those things where it's just not a good look. It leads to bad drinking, leads to bad decisions. And I've been around long enough to see friends and other people from my communities go through relapses and slips and those kinds of things. And that's one of those things. I don't need to learn my lesson the hard way and drink again. Over these last 4 years, I can take their word for it. It didn't serve them well. Were there a few people that could moderate and have one or two and be done? Yes, but from what I gathered, they don't enjoy the drinking. It doesn't really bring them any joy. It doesn't necessarily bring them anything bad either. But I can tell just by the way that they describe it I don't really need to go back to drinking again. So, but yeah, choices and bad choices as a drinker, and the choices I make as a non-drinker, it's night and day, and it makes a huge difference in my life. And so wherever you are in this journey, just keep at it. I encourage you to join my channel and make any comments, especially about what you think I should do in regards to these videos. I'm running at 8 minutes now, and so maybe I can make like 10-minute vlog type videos and go from there. But yeah, I'm out here in nature at my favorite park, and that's been a huge blessing to me. Hiking and just being outdoors and enjoying life, and finding solace in many other things. So there's so much, so many better habits to have than drinking, and it doesn't have to take up your time. I find just when I get home at the end of my day, or when I'm at home and it's the end of my day, and I go to bed and I wake up hangover free, it's the best. And so yeah, wherever you are in this journey, just I hope you follow, and I hope you come on in and subscribe, and we'll keep going, and yeah. So have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.